We often find ourselves searching for meaning in the chaos of our everyday lives, unaware that the very essence of purpose lies dormant within us, waiting for the right moment to be awakened. It's as if we're all carrying around a seed of untapped potential, but without the right conditions, without cultivating the necessary environment, this seed may never sprout. The truth is, greatness is not some rare, mystical gift reserved for a chosen few. It is something that lives within all of us. It's our responsibility to nurture it, to take the time to learn about who we are, and to carefully chart a path toward realizing the fullness of who we can become. If we truly wish to unlock our greatest selves, we must first understand one fundamental thing. The greatest discovery you'll ever make is the discovery of your own potential. There's a peculiar truth in this. The more you know about yourself, the more you begin to see the world as a place of endless possibilities. The more you begin to see the world as a place of endless possibilities. It's when you stop believing that you're a passive observer of life's events and begin to understand that you're a creator in your own right, that your life takes on a new level of meaning. To know yourself is to understand that you are capable of more than you ever believed possible. You are not what you think you are what you think about, as the saying goes. This is the starting point for transformation. And to pull it back to the start with us, we are given the tools to live a better life, regardless of the circumstances that we live in. As a starting point for transformation, self-awareness is the key that unlocks the door to that transformation. There's no shortcut to this process. It requires us to be brutally honest with ourselves, to look into the mirror, not just with the eyes of judgment, but with the eyes of understanding and compassion. There are no easy answers when you begin this journey, but the journey is the point. Understanding your strengths is empowering, but understanding your weaknesses is empowering. But understanding your weaknesses is equally critical. Without that knowledge, we cannot make the kind of choices that lead to real growth. It's through our weaknesses that we find the most fertile ground for growth. As Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. To become who we are, we must first know who we are. As we move forward on this journey of self-discovery, it's important to remember that no one is born with a map to their best self. We must forge that map ourselves. And how do we do that? We do it by setting clear, intentional goals. Goals are not just arbitrary markers that we hope to reach one day. They are the very compass that guides us through the labyrinth of life. In the same way a sailor charts a course across vast oceans, we must chart a course for our own lives. Setting goals requires clarity and a willingness to confront what we want with honesty. Many times the things we desire are hidden beneath layers of fear, self-doubt, and uncertainty. But beneath all of that is a force of nature within us that knows exactly what we need. It's a quiet voice that whispers, "You are capable of more than you think." If you feel capable of more than you think, in pursuit of these goals, we must learn to embrace a growth mindset. A mindset that believes improvement is always possible, that failure is not an end, but an opportunity to recalibrate. Growth is not linear. The path to greatness is not paved in a straight line. It's marked by twists, turns, and often setbacks. But with each challenge comes the opportunity to refine ourselves. In the words of Winston Churchill, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Our ability to persist in the face of adversity determines how far we will go on this journey to our best self. Okay, perhaps the greatest obstacle we face on this path is the temptation to compare ourselves to others. We live in a world where comparisons are often made without the necessary context, where we see the achievements of others and feel as if we are somehow behind. But this is a fallacy. Your journey is your own. Your timeline is unique. As you work to discover and build the best version of yourself, remember that what is right for someone else may not be right for you. Don't compare yourself to others. You have no idea what their journey is about, says the timeless wisdom in this advice. Your path will unfold in its own time, and what you accomplish will have more meaning and significance when you focus on what you are capable of, not on what others have achieved. Happy reading. Resilience is another crucial trait to develop in this pursuit. The ability to stay grounded, to keep going when the road gets tough, is not something that can be learned overnight. It comes from facing adversity, embracing the discomfort that comes with growth, and continuing to move forward, even when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. It takes uncomfortable truth and going through hard times to grow more brave when the world feels like it's tumbling. It takes hard work when the world feels like its shoulders you attack. Every challenge you face, every moment where you feel like quitting, is an opportunity to build the mental toughness necessary to achieve your dreams. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change, Charles Darwin once said. The key is to remain adaptable, to embrace discomfort, and to develop the internal fortitude that allows you to continue, regardless of how difficult the path becomes. Now, this is also who we are. It is the foundation of success, not the opposite of defeat. The key is to remain adaptable, to allow you to continue, regardless of how difficult the path becomes. Confidence, too, plays an integral role in this journey. Confidence is not an innate trait that some are born with, but a skill that can be cultivated through experience, practice, and understanding. It is built through small victories, through consistently showing up for yourself and doing the hard work, even when the rewards aren't immediately apparent. Confidence grows as you acknowledge your own progress, no matter how incremental. 20 times, I want you to be sure that the habit of practicing consistency and learning how to be the hero in the face of your opponents in order to will yourself there. Believe you can and you're halfway there, said Theodore Roosevelt, a reminder that the belief in yourself is the first step toward achieving greatness. But that belief must be rooted in your potential. You must prove it to yourself every day by showing up and doing the work. Speaking of the intersection of believing yourself and doing the work, calibration is the antidote to fear. It works like this. Calibration, ultimately, the journey to your best self is not a solitary one. It requires the support of others, the encouragement of mentors, the camaraderie of like-minded individuals, and the love of those who truly care about your well-being. Surround yourself with those who push you to be better, those who challenge you to go further, and those who remind you of your potential when you forget. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, said Jim Rohn, and there is wisdom in that. Let your circle be one that inspires and elevates you. In the end, the journey to becoming your best self is not a destination, but a continuous process. It is a lifelong commitment to growth, to embracing who you are, and to striving every day to become a better version of yourself. It's about knowing that you are enough as you are, but that you are also capable of so much more. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to unlocking the full potential within you. But the fact of the matter is, if you take the step closer to unlocking the full potential within you, embrace the journey, trust the process, and remember, the best version of yourself is waiting to be discovered. There is an undeniable truth we must confront if we are ever to build the life we dream of. Success, fulfillment, and meaning don't come to us by accident. They aren't some divine gift that drops from the sky, nor do they arrive simply because we wish for them. Sometimes we can't see the truth of a situation until the light shines through the intensity of the light that drops more clearly than the backlight did. These are the fruits of intentional action, thoughtful choices, and above all, a deep understanding of who we are and what we truly want. We must take responsibility for our lives. And this responsibility begins with a single, powerful decision. The decision to not merely exist, but to live fully with purpose and direction. Day by day, we can have impact, regardless of what happens at work. We can choose to be the best version of ourselves, and to be the decision that ultimately leads to the destination. You see, many of us wander through life reacting to the circumstances around us, allowing the world to shape us instead of shaping our own destiny. We live in a state of passive expectation, waiting for life to hand us success, waiting for happiness to find us, waiting for the perfect moment to act. But the perfect moment is never coming. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. The most significant moment of your life is always now, and what you do with this moment shapes your future in ways you cannot yet comprehend. The journey toward building a life you dream of begins with a clear, unflinching vision of where you want to go. Too often, we allow the noise of the world to drown out our own inner voice. We are told by society, by family, by friends, what our dreams should look like, how we should define success. But here's the thing. Success for you may look entirely different than it does for someone else. It may not be about fame or wealth or accolades. It may be about peace of mind, about pursuing a passion that sets your soul on fire, about becoming the best version of yourself in ways that are deeply personal and meaningful. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success, Albert Schweitzer reminds us. The question, then, is not what others expect of you, but what you truly expect from yourself. What is it that your heart craves? What would make you feel alive? When you think about the life you want to build, it's important to consider not just what you want to achieve, but why you want to achieve it. The why is everything. It is the foundation on which your dreams will stand. Without a clear sense of purpose, even the greatest achievements can feel hollow. It's this why that fuels your drive, that keeps you moving when the path gets tough, that gives you the strength to persevere through hardship. If you're chasing something simply because it looks good on paper or because others have convinced you it's what you should want, you will find yourself unsatisfied when you get there. Purpose is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's what sustains you on this journey of self-discovery and success. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, Friedrich Nietzsche wisely stated. This truth could not be more relevant as you set out to build the life you dream of. But purpose alone is not enough. A clear sense of purpose must be accompanied by a strategic approach to achieving it. This means setting goals, not just any goals, but clear, concrete, measurable goals that allow you to track your progress and make adjustments along the way. Dreams without goals are just fantasies. A goal is a commitment to action, and that action must be deliberate and focused. We must learn to break down our grand visions into smaller, manageable steps. Goals are like stepping stones across a river. They guide us from where we are to where we want to go. But we must be disciplined enough to step from one to the next, even when the waters seem uncertain. And as you step forward, you will inevitably face challenges. There will be obstacles. There will be days when it feels like nothing is going right. In those moments, you must remind yourself that obstacles are not signs that you should quit. They are tests, opportunities for growth and self-refinement. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it, said the philosopher Molière. It is precisely in overcoming the obstacles that you will find the true measure of your strength. The path to success also requires resilience. Resilience is not simply the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It is the ability to adapt, to persist, and to find meaning in even the most difficult of situations. We live in a world that often values instant results, quick fixes, and immediate gratification, but the reality is that true success takes time. It requires consistent effort, a willingness to keep moving forward when progress feels slow, and the courage to stand up after every fall. In these moments when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, remember that growth often happens quietly in the background, and sometimes it is only when you look back that you realize how far you've come. It's not how many times you get knocked down that counts, it's how many times you get back up, said George A. Custer. Each setback is not an endpoint, it is simply another chapter in your story, one where you rise again, stronger than before. But even more important than resilience is the ability to take care of yourself, to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. In the pursuit of success, we often neglect our own well-being, thinking that if we work harder, push ourselves more, we will eventually get there. But this mindset leads to burnout, frustration, and a sense of emptiness, even when we achieve our goals. Success is not only about what you accomplish, it's about how you feel along the way. And you influence a lot of people through your words. Success is not only about what you accomplish, it's about how you feel along the way. It's about maintaining a sense of balance, of being present in your own life. It's about caring for your mental health, your physical health, and nurturing the relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment. Take care to get what you like, or you will be forced to like what you get, said George Bernard Shaw. Building the life you dream of is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And in a marathon, pacing yourself is key. And in a marathon, pacing yourself is key. You cannot go at full speed forever without sacrificing your well-being. Another crucial part of building your dream life is the people you surround yourself with. We are, as the saying goes, the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. If you wish to achieve greatness, you must align yourself with others who share your values, who challenge you, and who inspire you to be your best. The people you associate with play a powerful role in shaping the course of your life. They can either elevate you or drag you down. This is why it is so important to cultivate relationships with those who will lift you up, who will encourage you to pursue your dreams, and who will offer wisdom when you need it. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, says Jim Rohn. Choose wisely. So number 4, who are you becoming? How much of your energy is being put into those who you emulate? How much of your energy is being put into those you admire? This is why it's important to cultivate relationships with those who will lift you up. Ultimately, building the life you dream of is not just about achieving a specific goal, but about living a life that aligns with your values, that brings you fulfillment, and that leaves a lasting impact on the world around you. It is about the choices you make day after day to move toward something better, something greater, something truer to who you are. And you can only do that with the commitment that you have made to consciously live a life of love on every level that is centered around a vision that greater than just the day-to-day. It is about pursuing what matters most with every ounce of energy you have, and never losing sight of the person you're becoming along the way. The road may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. And in the end, it is the journey, not the destination, that shapes who you are and who you will become. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step, Lao Tzu reminds us. So take that first step today, because the life you dream of is within your reach, waiting for you to build it.